in the beginning. Before the church, before the law, before the fall. Before everything there was God. Our identity, our story, even our purpose. Everything has to start somewhere. And in the beginning, God.
Let's talk about what's really important, and that is the image of God. Because once you begin to wrap your head around that, I believe issues such as evolution and creationism and all of those arguments, please don't hear me wrong. I'm not a proponent of evolution. I mean, absolutely. Because here's the thing. When you understand the value of life and what God did, I don't think you can't buy into some of these things.
No.
They become, in my mind, it's not even worth arguing over.
It's not.
I know whose I am. I know who molded and shaped me.
Yeah, it was intentional. It wasn't by happenstance, by accident.
Yeah.
I think as we approach, by what you're saying, as we approach the book of Genesis, we need to read it and study it with the mindset of knowing God rather than trying to understand every connective detail that's in there that is the whole story.
Yeah.
And if we do that, then yes, we can look at those things and those are interesting and they're important, as you say,
Sure.
but they're not the intention.
Yeah.
If we approach Genesis with the mindset that this is a story about the character of God, then we're gonna pull from it what was intended when Moses wrote it.
Absolutely. And what's the intention? Who is our God, and how does He want us to relate to Him?
And who am I?
Well, yeah, that's
as well,
absolutely
in God.
Absolutely.
I mean, if I'm in His image, then
what does that
know
mean?
God, and then you're going to know yourself better as well. But and how all of that creator, human being relate and come together.
And if you really do understand that, and it's not an understanding, if you really do believe that, then let me ask this: how far can you really go down into despair? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
And how,
that is a good point.
And how long can you stay in despair if you really do understand and believe that?
And grasp that and understand that you are included in this story.
Yeah.
We are included in this story.
And so I come all the way back to where I started. That is why I've become more and more convinced that, I don't want to oversimplify it, the answer to so many of today's issues is found in Hebrews and the identity of Christ and our identity in Him, because its roots are here. Its roots are in Genesis. Because if we understand who we are and whose we are, because that's what Moses was trying to get. That's what he was trying to help them understand. Whose they are. You can't stay there. I've been there. I've been in some dark holes in my life. I understand, to where, it feels like the world is, the walls are caving in. But my conviction and the reality of whose I am won't let me stay there.
You had people who were believers in Jesus Christ, but yet the noise of the world and the noise of where they had come from and the persecution was driving them into a dark hole.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that writer was reminding them of who Jesus is and who they are in Jesus.
Yeah. And here's the thing: over the last while, and this is a cool thing about God. The cool thing about our Bible, the cool thing about faith in general, is that I'm the one who preached that. I'm the one who walked through that, and yet here we are, months and months and months later, and I'm still learning and growing in my understanding of the depth of those implications.
The beginning matters. Knowing who God is and what He's done, knowing where we come from, helps us understand where He is leading us.